How's it going, guys? So I feel like I start every one of these explanations off with the same notion that this is probably one of the most important ones that you could be taking, and I hope that doesn't come across as cheesy or anything like that, but there's a reason why we only sell like 5 or 6 different supplements, and I can't really apparently seem to decide on which ones I think are the most important over the others, because I think most of these 5 or 6 supplements fall pretty much right within the same importance category, right? So if in an ideal world we could be taking them all, we definitely would be. Most of the coaches here do. The one that I'm going to talk about today is fish oils. So fish oils, the huge upside to these, one, most of us, especially in American society, don't eat enough fish throughout the day, right? So in an ideal world, we should probably be eating fish at least like 3 to 4 times a week. Most of us aren't even doing that a month. If you are, fantastic. With that, it still makes sure that the idea behind fish oils is to increase our omega-3 fatty acid intake, right? And so I could go down a huge rabbit hole, which I'll try not to, but ultimately you have omega-6 fatty acids and you have omega-3 fatty acids, and both of them are good. But in an American diet, a typical American diet, the omega-6 ratio is much, much higher than the omega-3 ratio, right? So omega-6s create inflammation, which in a small dose is good. If we injure an area or do something like that, we need inflammation there. But in a too much of a chronic situation, it can lead to joint discomfort and ill health with our heart and our brain and everything like that, because ideally we don't have a bunch of inflammation floating around our system all the time just when we need it, right? So omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. So if you look up omega-3s, if you look up fish oils, you're going to see pretty much everywhere that it's going to benefit your brain, it's going to benefit your heart, it's going to benefit your joints if you're having joint pain for that anti-inflammation component of it. And again, most of us just don't get enough fish, which is where most of our omega-3 content comes from. So supplementing with fish oils is a cheap and effective way to make sure, just like the greens that I had talked about, if I know that that's something within my diet that of course I could work on, but it's really hard to stay consistently on top of eating fish almost every single day of the week, or at least 4 or 5 times a week, then I know that I need some form of omega-3s, and the best way to do that is through some fish oils. You can also get omega-3s through flax seeds, you can get them through chia seeds, you can get them through other plant sources too, but the trouble with most plant-based sources of something like omega-3s is that it goes through a longer process in order to get to the point where it can be utilized within the body, and due to that breakdown process, by the time we get some of it, it's not nearly the quantity and the dosage that something like fish oil would give us, and you would have to have like cups worth of flaxseed oil to get what you can get out of a couple fish oil tablets. So if you can, from an anti-inflammatory standpoint, I would highly, highly recommend taking fish oils. You'll notice as I show the bottle again, these are 3 times strength. So the goal, if you were to look on the backside of these, the goal is to have about 3,500 milligrams of omega-3s a day. That's a pretty good, like, optimal range. Even the 2 tablets within a 3 times strength is only giving me about 1,200. So each day I'm supplementing about 5 to 6 of these a day. And that's at triple strength. So if you get anything that's not here at the facility, I would highly recommend making sure that it's the strongest dosage that you could possibly find. Otherwise, you're going to be taking way too many tablets, way too many pills, and it's probably going to steer you away from wanting to stay consistent with taking them because you'll take so many pills. So keep in mind 3 times strength. Your goal, 3,500 milligrams of omega-3s per day. And if you have questions further on what fish oils can do, where to find them, all that kind of stuff, don't hesitate to ask myself or any of the other coaches. Take care.